I will be brutally honest. Ain't nothing but being brutally honest. Coming at you with another video.
What is up, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Joe Stevens. How's it going, bro?
Howdy, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's the first time we've interact before.
Yeah, it's awkward. No, I'm kidding.
Nah, but all seriously, man, it's good to have a division rivalry, you know. Couldn't find a couple other Seattle fans, so I thought, hey, why not just reach out to this guy? I mean, and plus you're on the road to 100, man. Let's get this guy 100 subs, man.
Yeah, I guess. How you feeling? I'm sure you're feeling pretty good. Oh, we got Sidon in the chat. Look at that.
Yeah, he's one of my guys too. He's one of them Seahawks fans that come around my chats. But yeah, they're good people. What's up, Red Jet? What's up? It's the kid 916. Yeah, your boy Sidon, man. You won't be alone. He'll be around.
Yeah, Sidon's in my channel all the time too. So
yeah,
I got company.
You got some company. Maybe Eddie might just slide in a little bit, so you might be lucky on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, what's going on? But hey, man, since this is just a Thanksgiving week, man, we haven't had this game happen since 2014, and you know what happened last time. You guys were like the end of the stick of that game, so this is gonna be an interesting game.
Yeah, were you guys really that pissed? So like, I was talking to one of my friends that was 49ers fan, on the way home from work today, and he goes, "Hopefully we can eat that turkey on the 50-yard line of your guys' stadium." And I was like, honest to God, I did not think about that until you guys brought it up. I just didn't think. Like, you guys, that's one thing. Like, Sherman said it. He's like, if you guys were so mad, you should have won the game. So
that's what happens. You got to step up and win the game.
And that's not a Seahawks decision. The Seahawks weren't like, "Oh, let's go eat turkey on their 50-yard line." That was totally NBC, right? It's not like the Seahawks. It's not like Sherman and Wilson were like, "I have this killer idea. Let's go eat some turkey." They probably didn't want to do that. They probably just want to go home. Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's part of what it was. But yeah, it's just, it's like that bad memory, that bad memory you want to get off your mind a little bit. It's one of those type of flashbacks.
Well, that's one of my favorite games as a Seahawks fan, just because. Let's go back a little bit here. Thanksgiving 2014. The Seahawks and 49ers are going into the game. I think they're both 6-4, right?
Yeah.
So whoever wins that game, pardon me, first place for the division. Okay. The Seahawks win that game. They finish the season 12-4. The 49ers lose that game. They finish the season 8-8. So that was definitely the turning point of the whole Harbaugh-Carroll rivalry, in my opinion.
That was a rivalry of the making when you had Harbaugh and Carroll, man. There were two heated rivalries in college, so it kind of had some meaning to it. But once you guys had that moment, man, you guys won your Super Bowl that time, and then you guys had. I mean, you guys have been dismantling us for many, many years, dude. It's just been, like they say, you're like the thorn in the ass.
Yeah,
it's just hard, but it's hard.
Yeah, we're 30-20, and you guys took three games last year. That was impressive. It's hard to beat a team 3 times. I don't care what people said. The Rams beat us 3 times in 2004 too.
That was a long time ago too. That was when they were in St. Louis too. But yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, people. People say it's hard to beat a team 3 times. You guys were the better team last year. On paper, you guys are the better team this year. But let's see how it goes Sunday. Weird stuff happens in Seattle. I don't know if you know that or not.
Oh, yeah. There's some weird stuff. Playing in Seattle isn't an easy environment to play at. We have to earn it. And hey, let's say hello to the gang right here. A couple of the gang right here. You got your boy Corey Davis. You got your boy David McNiner. Oh, and shout out to Red Jet Shell. She's a good supporter of the channel. But John Jay was in the comment section. Yeah,
Yeah,
John Jay.
John Jay's my boy. Corey's my boy. Dave McNire's my boy. Sijan's my boy.
Yeah, we got everybody. But I guess Seahawks City will come later.
And
yeah,
Crazy Juice is my guy too.
Crazy
I know
Juice.
I know all these people. That's cool. I wasn't expecting that. So
yeah, I didn't expect it as much. I was like thinking, man, we'll just do a little preview talk about it. But okay, just for you as a fan, what's more concerning for your Seahawks going against the Niners this matchup?
like, what's most concerning for us?
Yeah, like weakness wise, like something that, like, man, we got to do better at this spot if we're going to beat the Niners.
Well, for one, Gino's got to stay healthy the whole game, which he didn't do last week. I don't know if you watched the game at all, but we were kicking the Rams' ass. And it wasn't like, we weren't going to win 42-0, but we were just marching the ball down the field. I wish I had first halftime possession. I'm pretty sure it was like 20 minutes. It was like 21 minutes to 9 or something like that. It was insane. Third quarter comes out. Aaron Donald hits his helmet on Gino's tricep. And then the play calling following that was just stupid. It's like our backup quarterback's in the game. Obviously, he doesn't have chemistry with all the starters. And we're just airing it out when Drew Lock comes in the game. What are we doing? So I guess back to your question, what do we have to do? For one, we got to run the ball down the middle. We have to run it down your throat. And I watched your guys' game last week, and I feel like that's your biggest weakness on the defense is possibly running it right down the middle. I don't think we're going to be able to run on the outside. I think that's kind of, attack them where they're vulnerable. And I think that's up the middle. And if we can get 4 or 5 yards on first down, get ahead of the sticks, that'll work. And then the other thing is if we can protect long enough, I notice your cornerbacks really play a lot of man coverage, kind of press, with not a lot of safety help. And that's one thing you don't want to do with DK Metcalf because DK is faster than you, he's bigger than you, he's stronger.
Yeah, he's a big specimen, but like
so yeah, that's my biggest thing. Win those outside matchups and protect Gino. And I think we got a good chance if we can run the ball. But it all comes down to running the ball and stopping the run.
Yeah. You got to stop our running game because looking at your guys' ranking, you guys are ranked 21st against the run. So that's
actually, a lot of that had to do with the Ravens game. I mean, that was insane. They rushed for 300 yards against them. Take that game out. We were coming into that game. We were number 1 in run game yards per carry. And then who did we play after that? I want to say it was the Redskins. And we held them to like 56 rushing yards between the running backs. Obviously, the quarterback scrambles a little bit, and that's one thing we have to contain a little bit better. But, whatever. I watched Purdy. He can move a little bit, so let's see.
Yeah, Purdy's got a little more poise. You can try to pressure him. Might not be the best decision. You can try to run the zone a little bit. He might just find an opening for the receivers. Forget the man coverage. If you put one-on-one with Mayuk, you're toasted. So it's like
Sijan said right there, defensive penalties. That's
one of your things. Okay, yep.
Yeah,
defensive penalties. The last 3 games, you guys have had the most penalties.
Yeah. So illegal hands to the face kills us. That's a big thing. You got Woolen on the outside. He's about 5 inches taller than every receiver.
Yes.
And he just goes to hit the shoulder pad, but then ends up on the face. Trey Brown, who's only 5'11", got illegal hands to the face. There was one BS pass interference call against us, and that was another turning point of the game. But there was a good PI call against Woolen too, where he never turned his head. So it's just we got to clean up those penalties. But I hear the penalties are kind of a problem with you guys too. So we'll see.
We've been having a little bit of holding calls and all the other stuff. Like most of our secondaries get caught up with pass interference every now and then. So really depends on how you guys test our secondary. Like the one who gives us the most penalties at times is Ward. He'll probably get caught up with holding. they'll either throw it on Lenore, but Lenore's probably the least target cornerback at times because he hasn't given up a single touchdown all season. So if you look at the amount of snaps, dude, he has not allowed a single touchdown all season, which is kind of crazy to even say. And he's like not the most talked about cornerback.
Yeah. I think watching that game though, watching you guys against the Buccaneers, I think it shows that we can attack you guys on the outside as long as we get protection. So if we're running a lot of 3 tight end sets like we have been lately, I'd really like to see that. Chip and Bosa. I'm not too worried about Young. Oh, I'm going to knock on wood. I'm not too worried about Young. Just because of what we saw in Washington. He reminds me a lot of a Jadeveon Clowney. You know, looks like Tarzan, plays like Jane type of deal.
Yeah, he's got that specimen body. But, like, I seen one of the Commander fans even just say that he's a glorified Jadeveon Clowney because he was pissed off.
Really?
Yeah, like, I don't know. I'll probably have to show you that video where that dude's like so upset, like he was ranted, and then he got all upset with Chase Young. But his press conference wasn't no shade towards the Commanders. He just said this was a winning culture compared to where he was.
Oh well, duh. Any team's a winning culture besides the fucking Redskins.
I mean, so, Commanders. Like you could go Commanders, Washington football, like football team, and all that stuff. But man, dude, like. It wasn't like they were taking shots. Like some of their fan base should really take it on the ownership and all that stuff, not on the players.
I think they do. And I made fun of. We played the Commanders last home game, so I was going up to all the Commanders fans and the Redskins stuff and be like, "Wow, I can't believe you support Dan Snyder. That's insane." They were all getting pissed off. It was funny.
Yeah, like why defend an owner that's been caught up with some allegation shit? So it's like.
But what's the deal with you guys? What do you think your biggest strengths and weaknesses are?
So our biggest strength has mostly been our running game. It's been working really well. I guess as far as the weakest that everybody talks about is a lot of our secondary. Like if it doesn't get on point, it can be a long day. Like the penalties is what kills us, but everybody's been questioning our offensive line. Yeah, it may be ranked 22 in the NFL, but Brock Purdy does tend to get rid of the ball quickly. So I think the weakest link, and I don't want to sound no disrespect, but I wanted to say it's Jake Moody. Sorry, Brian. I'm going to have to say Jake Moody's our weakest link.
Oh, Brian's going to kill you.
Nah. It's been so long that I've seen this guy, but I'm gonna be honest. The kicker is our weakest link, dude. If he does not make the field, he has to be good, and he's kind of been like the one guy that I had to always throw as a question mark. But he's got to make the big kicks.
That right tackle is not very good. I watched.
Yeah, right tackle is another thing. He's another issue. And then
I don't know his name, like 68 or 69.
Oh, Colton McKivitz, man. That dude's like he's barely average. Like he's barely an average tackle.
So that's where Mafe plays against. And Mafe had 7 sacks in 7 games. Leading up to last game, he didn't have a sack. Witherspoon had a sack. And I think we could really take advantage of him against Mafe. I didn't really see much of your interior offensive line, but I feel like with Leonard Williams, he had his first sack 2 games ago as a Seahawk. And then let's not forget about Devin Witherspoon. This secondary is going to give you guys fits. I don't know if you noticed that. Jamal Adams is covering. Might not be able to tackle anymore for some reason. But yeah, so I think if your offensive line isn't protecting, he's going to have a long day passing against our secondary, especially if we play man. Because I'll take our secondary against anybody's secondary in the NFL, and I don't care if it's the Dolphins, the Jets, whatever. We have the most talented secondary in the NFL. Oh, what's up, Tommy? He says, "Oh Jesus, not this guy."
No, but I think Brian has a good sarcastic. I mean, dude, Jake Moody only just missed 3 field goals, but I still think he is kind of considered the weakest link at times. But
I don't know. You can't. Special teams matter. Brian's one of my best friends on YouTube. Gotta give him credit.
I mean, special teams has been our issues too. We've been giving up some field position also. Like the last game against the Bucks, you seen that Tompkins guy. He returned it to good field position.
Oh, 83 for the Buccaneers.
Yeah,
that guy was quick. I watched that. So I watched the condensed replays before I go on with Ryan from No More Sports on Wednesdays because I like to I like to kind of see what you guys did a little bit, right? So I was watching it last night at like 9 p.m. and I was like, fuck, that 83. I wish we kind of had him on our team. He's a good punt returner, huh? So
Yeah, he looks like a good punt returner, but the way our coverage just did, bro, they just
that
didn't even.
that 83 was quick. That 83 was quick.
Yeah. Tommy's just got some funny stuff, man. Yeah, I think when I saw what you guys did against the Rams, I think one of your main area weaknesses kind of been your interior line at times. It's like once we pressure up front to Geno, that shouldn't be an issue. But I think, like you said, if you take away the Baltimore game, I think your run defense isn't as bad as like you said, but your secondaries kind of has to be like your strength at some point, because it's always been the most, like the previous years, it's always given up the most yards, but this year it's got a little better with Witherspoon and quite a few other guys.
Witherspoon, Woolen, and Trey Brown. Like I said, those three cornerbacks I wouldn't trade for anybody else in the NFL. That trio. If you can name a better trio, I'd be surprised. And don't name Sauce Gardner because Tariq Woolen had better stats than Sauce last year. Devin Witherspoon has better stats than Sauce this year, and it's that East Coast bicep that kills me. And Sauce is the big name, right? Did you know that Devin Witherspoon has a better pass rush grade just coming off the edge than Jalen Carter this year? Has 3 sacks. He has 1 sack less than Jalen Carter this year. And he has an interception, one that got called back, and a sack that called back. So he should be in the running for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know what the Vegas odds are right now, but probably on Jalen Carter because he plays on the East Coast. But watch out. Watch out for
I
Devin
think
Witherspoon.
I think it's possible. And since the Hufanga injury's kind of been like a blow, we got this kid from Penn State that might even start off on a good note now. So we'll see.
Yeah, I had a weird pick last game. That you can't call that an interception on him.
No, that was like a deflected lucky play,
Yeah.
but he was in good position. So like that play kind of that's always been Hufanga's type of game too. He would always get those type of interceptions too.
Yeah.
But so as far as the matchup, man, I looked at Geno's supposed to play for this game, and Jamal Adams should be clear to play.
Yeah, Jamal Adams is definitely playing. Geno's likely playing, which means he is playing. It was a contusion on his tricep, is what Pete said on Monday. Just from the hit from Aaron Donald's helmet, which Aaron Donald's taken out a couple of our quarterbacks at this point. So, for all you Seahawks fans out there, that was not a dirty hit by Donald. You're crazy if you think it was, and plus, most of you wanted to see Drew Lock anyways. Sijin, I know you want to see Drew Lock. We had this conversation a couple weeks ago.
This guy, John Jape, the dope rhymer. This guy.
Yeah, make sure to check out Corey's show tonight too. The weekly pick'em show.
I check it out every now and then. It's just gotta do some other stuff at my job. Using
Corey's
my job.
Corey's a man.
Yeah, Corey's a good guy. Yeah, Corey's a good guy, man. Man, I've always got a good place for Corey, man. Corey's always been a good guy.
Hey, and let's give a shout out to Jeff in here. Jeff Van Amsterdam.
Amsterdam, the John Jay fanboy. I'm just playing.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a while. What's up, Jeff? Let us know how you're doing.
Yeah, I wear my sunglasses at night, man.
Okay.
I got my Deion Sanders shades.
You're good now?
My Deion Sanders. Actually, they take the delay. They take until December, but I guess I got them pretty early.
Yeah, I got a pair of fake ones from the Seahawks game that Safeway was giving out. So
yeah, this was about $73 for this one, but it's pretty nice.
Mine were free.
Hey, you get them free, man. Better than nothing. Yeah, but since we're talking about so what's the main keys to the game for Seattle to even pull an upset, man?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I don't know if you noticed this or not. Crowd noise this year has definitely been a factor. We've definitely been in the offense's heads, so you can't take that for granted anymore because last few years it was lacking. Another thing, like I said, I don't know if I said this, weird stuff happens in Seattle, especially in that north end zone. So, but yeah, keys to victory. Like I said, it's going to be the Seahawks being able to run it up the middle, which will open up the passing game, which will get your DBs one-on-one. And like I said, I don't think you want to see Lockett and Metcalf one-on-one. And don't forget JSN. JSN kind of showed out last game a little bit. into double coverage. He just came up with that ball, snagged it right out of the air on 3rd and long. And then defensively, we have to stop your run. I get it but I get what did Purdy have a perfect passer rating last weekend? Is that true?
Yeah.
Um,
50. I think it was 158.3.
Okay. Well, make Purdy beat you with his arm. That's my biggest thing is make them throw the ball because I said this last year come Thursday Night Football and I was dead wrong, but well, you guys did. You guys ran the ball all over us on us, but if you take away that run game of you guys, you see what happens, right? You see what happens. That's why you lost 3 games in a row. Because that run game was just not as effective, especially against what game was it? You rushed for 65 yards. Was it the Vikings game?
I think it was the Vikings. The Browns
Yeah.
was kind of like whatever, and I think the Bengals we kind of had a little of a terrible performance also.
Yeah, you want to know the Seahawks' weakness too is our red zone offense. That's another thing.
That's like another thing, like the Cowboys. We did that against Dallas, and it was like they were not good in the red zone either.
Yeah, our red zone offense is just. But we've kind of fixed it the last few games. But then once we got in the red zone last game, one of the biggest drives to me too was okay, holding on 1st down, make it 1st and 20, false start on 2nd down, 1st and 25. You cannot have those. You can't have it. Can't do it.
Especially in these type of games. So you got to make sure you're undisciplined in these type of games. So if Seattle wants to have a chance to pull an upset out of us, they got to be undisciplined. They got to be very disciplined on what they do. Mm-hmm. And like you said, get the running game going. And you might have to test our secondary, but I think it has to come down to protecting Geno a little bit more because Geno tends to hold on the ball a little bit, and then he tends to put the ball sometimes where it doesn't need to be. So,
well, that's what comes with the run game. That's why I think the run game is key to this game. Kenneth Walker will be out. I don't know if you've seen much of Charbonnet. Charbonnet definitely looks like a beast.
He's a physical running back from UCLA that you guys drafted, and you guys got this other running back coming off of, like, I guess he's a rookie too from what is it, Georgia, McIntosh? He's supposed to be coming out.
Yeah, he won't play. He won't play? Didn't practice at all this week. Yeah, we'll see. Tinfoil hat time. The Seahawks are the most penalized team in the league. Do the refs have that first year?
I guess Brian
he's being a smart ass. Yeah.
I guess Brian is doing his homework and saying that you guys got the best special teams.
Why wouldn't we? Got special teams player of the week 2 weeks ago and Jason Myers.
Yeah, I guess Myers. The only thing that hurted you was the kick. That was it. You guys should beat the Rams.
Yeah, and here's the thing too. If he hits that kick, the Seahawks fans aren't as pissed off, right? I realize it's just one field goal, right? If that kick goes through the uprights, the Seahawks fans are going, oh, whatever, we made out of LA.
Well, if Jake Moody made that Cleveland Browns kick, I guess everybody would have a different opinion, just like all of us. But
yeah. So here's the thing too. The Rams own us. It's weird. Yeah. So we own you. You own the Rams. The Rams own us. It's a weird triangle. At least that's the way it's been in recent years, which is weird because last year we went 2-0 against the Rams and went 0-3 against you guys. So it was backwards. So now we went 0-2 against the Rams. Hopefully we can get back on top. You guys still have to beat us. So here's the thing. Somebody said it doesn't have to be competitive to be a rivalry or something the other day.
It does have to be competitive.
Yeah. So you guys have to beat us 5 years straight every single game.
Just to catch up to the record, yeah. But I think exactly. You guys are on, like, you guys have been having that streak, that record for a while. So it's going to take us like 5 years to even pass by your record or a little bit, So
no, to tie it.
You guys to tie it. 5 more years to tie it. Yeah, that's what I meant.
But you guys can't drop one. Can't drop one.
But we did 3 times last year, but we don't know. We'll see what happens, man. I just think that when it comes to Seattle, especially at their home field, it's just the hardest place to play at. So it doesn't matter because we played even with our best teams. Like, you guys have swept us the previous years. Like in 2021, we were still a playoff team, but you guys swept us when you guys weren't even at your best.
No, we sucked that year.
And you guys swept us. That special teams fake punt where your running back scores a touchdown, that was the one that caught me off guard a little bit.
It was sweet. So that I remember that was my dad's last game before he passed away.
Oh, rest in peace to him, man. I've had to deal with my dad too, so he's been gone too.
Yeah, so my dad died 15 days after that game because, yeah, or was it 8 days? It was 8 days after that game. So he got to watch that game, and then we beat the Texans the next week, and then he passed away. But that was the last game I took him to in person. And I just remember that fake going, no fucking way. That never works, dude. If you had a magic wand, IR completely healthy for the season, who would it be? Who's on IR right now is the question. Let me
We'll
look.
see whatever his name is, the pass rusher.
Yeah, duh. Sorry, I totally forgot it, Jenna. I got his jersey like right here too. No, I don't. That's Kenneth Walker.
I mean, during that season where I guess 2020 was when that was like part of the few days before we played my dad's Cowboys, and then that was like the day we lost, but he was gone by then. So I'm like, damn. But
Yeah,
I guess
that's
ever
rough.
since we won that game, ever since 2020, we've been beating the Cowboys every year.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel bad. Sorry. But yeah, Grandizer, obviously a Chenowusu. Can't believe I even forgot about him. That's why
I mean, he's like one of those guys that was a difference maker for your guys' pass rush. But you guys got Frank Clark, but
not doing anything. No,
yeah,
he's completely absent. I love Frank Clark as a player 5 years ago. He was great 5 years ago, but he's been completely absent to the point where I've been watching the game going, why is he on the field? Get Derek Hall in there. Why isn't Derek Hall on the field more? He doesn't need to be splitting reps with Frank Clark. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. So, as far as going into this game, what's your prediction, man? We gotta definitely. Oh wait, is there another one? I guess Granddad's always got a couple interesting questions. He's probably gonna ask you a Seahawk question that's pretty much like something out of the ordinary. He does it like randomly because he's a Dolphins fan.
Oh, really? Sweet.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, but final score prediction, I'd say 27-24 Hawks. I think it's a close game. You guys are favored by 7 points, so let's see. Vegas is pretty smart. Usually they know what they're doing, but this is one of those games that could be close. Listen, we're not going to blow you guys out. You guys could blow us out, but if we keep it close, be careful. That's all I'm going to say.
That's one thing that can be if Gino can play his best game, it can be a very close game. But if Gino has one of them off games, it can be the other way around. So
yeah, and it's not just Gino. It's the
your
run
defensive
game,
penalties,
the offensive line. The defensive penalties aren't even. That was the biggest issue in a 16-17 loss, right? When we lost 38-3 against the Ravens, the defensive penalties were not an issue. When we lost 30-16 against the Rams the first time, defensive penalties were not an issue.
Oh, I guess there's another question right here he's asking. I knew Grant Dizer was going to deliver a good question, man. You're probably going to like him on your comment section at some point.
Grandize, one offense and one defense. It's a tie on defense. It'll be between Kenny Easley and Cam Chancellor, the two hardest hitting safeties of all time. And offensive will probably go with Walter Jones, probably the most underrated best left tackle of all time.
Yeah, when I think of other Seattles, I've always think of Sean Alexander mostly because of the record.
Season. Yeah.
I don't know. He was always the guy like that. Ever since he was on the Madden cover, he's just never been the same player.
That was the season that everything fell apart. Yeah, 06. He what did he do? He broke his foot in preseason. Yeah. Only rushed for 900 yards that the next season after his MVP
and he was
season.
Just never the same.
Rushed for 850. Yeah, he was very timid. If you go back, if you ever get bored, go back and watch the 2005 NFC divisional game where Sean Alexander gets a concussion. And I was there. He walked to the wrong sideline. That's how messed up he was. And he was so timid after that.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's like one of them tough times when you have to see how you guys were going to that Super Bowl that year, and then you guys lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers with a controversial little penalty, whatever it was, man.
Penalty? I'd rewatch that game. If you think the refs screwed you over in any game, go rewatch a Super Bowl and Super Bowl 40.
So you're one of them realistic Seattle fans that looks at it different. A lot of Seattle fans say, hey, we got screwed on that Steelers Super Bowl.
No, we did. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm a realistic Seahawks fan. And I will say it is go back and watch it unbiasedly. I realize you're a 49ers
That penalty was uncalled for because I think Daryl Jackson was in good position to get the ball.
How about the holding on Sean Locklear when their defensive end lined up off sides and it took the ball to the 1 yard line?
And then Roethlisberger didn't actually break the plane. If you look at it,
that's fine. That one I'll give up because it was 3rd and goal. They would have gone for it on 4th down. They probably would have got it anyways. That one I'll give up. But the two biggest penalties were they were a 10-point swing. Yeah. And we lost by 10. So
I think it was like 11 points because it was 10 to 21.
And then how about the illegal block below the waist with Matt Hasselbeck when he was tackling the ball, tackling the defender? Yeah, exactly. So I think you guys got screwed in the 2013 NFC Championship game because you guys bring that up to me all the time. Rewatch Super Bowl 40.
Yeah, it's something we have to all rewatch. But I didn't even say my score prediction. I think, like you said, it's going to be a close game. I think what we're going to get is a very close competitive game. I thought if it goes exactly the way it's supposed to go, where we get everything executed, I would say it could be the other way around. But since it's going to be maybe more of a close game, I think because playing in Seattle is a disadvantage for us, so we might have to play a lot better. But I got to say 28-24 Niners. I think this can come down to the wire. Maybe this is one of Brock Purdy's first come from behind in the 4th quarter. Maybe that silenced the doubters right there.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one more.
Well, actually, that's actually a pretty good question. Seahawks fans, they seem bored with the Hawks this year. Do you know why I think that is, honestly? I think it's because the Huskies are so good. I think because the Huskies are 11-0, number 4 in the country right now in the college football playoff rankings. So many people are focused on the Huskies. If we beat you guys this Thursday, and I guess we'll be tied for first place in the NFC West. You'll see a big difference, but that's fine with me. I don't like the 12 since 12. I've been a Seahawks fan my whole entire life. I've noticed the bandwagon hop on when we made it to our 2nd Super Bowl, when we won our 1st Super Bowl. So yeah, I'm fine, dude. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care as long as we're allowed at that stadium. That's all I care about.
It's all about the loyal fans, like they say. So, yeah, bro. I know you wanted to go on for a little bit of that, but yeah. Before we end it, bro, tell everybody where they can find your channel and all a bunch of platforms, man.
Oh yeah, if you just type in Joe Stevens Seahawks, I'll probably be the first one that pops up, or Joe Stevens Seahawk Talk. But yeah, thanks for having me on, man. They did ask player of the game for your team and my team before we get off.
Okay, so player of the game. So I'm gonna go with since it's the season of getting giving, I'm gonna say Brock Purdy. Because I think this is a game where he comes from behind, and maybe this finally ends the doubt right there.
Okay, yeah, I'll go the exact opposite of you. I'll go Devin Witherspoon with a sack and an interception return for a touchdown, and yeah, I think that'll be a big thing. Grandize just
it's okay with that, man. It's all right with that. Like, you got to look at it that way. But yeah, dude, maybe down the road, if you're interested, we can definitely come back again. But yeah, dude, thanks for your time. And for everybody else, you guys have a great day, and we'll see y'all next time.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you for having me.